Prealgebra, Chapter 4, checkpoint quiz number 1. Questions 1 through 4, which I have pictured here, are asking you to write each ratio in simplest form. The key word here is ratio. A ratio is a fraction that won't have anything but a number associated with it. So in order to write a ratio, you have to have the same units on the top and on the bottom. So in problem number 1, I cannot just divide 48 by 12 because I have seconds in the numerator and minutes in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write both of them in seconds. I'll keep the top as 48 seconds. And since there are 60 seconds in a minute, I will multiply the 12 times the 60 seconds in a minute, and that will give me 720 seconds. Now, that we need to reduce to simplest form. Believe it or not, 48 is the greatest common factor of both of these. Why it becomes a ratio is because when you take the seconds in both the top and the bottom, those divide out. So now you have no units, you just have a fraction. And in simplest form, that will be 1/15. Question number 2, very similar. We have inches in the numerator and feet in the denominator. I'm going to keep everything in inches, so I'll keep the top as inches, and 27 feet divided by 12. Somebody, is that 324 inches? Thank you, Cody. So 81 and 324, the greatest common factor is 81. And when we reduce that to simplest form, you are going to get 1/4 there. And again, the inches are gone. And so a lot of people had 3 as an answer. You cannot make it a ratio until the units are the same. Number 3, hey, thank you. Meters and meters. I can just divide that out. I believe that's 6:1. Or you can write ratios as just whole numbers, although it does mean the fraction 6:1. Somebody asked, could I write the ratio this way? Yes, that's also an okay way to write a ratio. Question number 4, we have 18 yards and 72 feet. If you remember my next door neighbor's dog, Steve, 3-legged dog, when he was standing in the grass, it always reminded me there are 3 feet in the yard. So I can take 18 yards and multiply that by 3, and that gives me 54 feet. I can divide that by 72 feet. And 54 over 72, 3/4 in simplest form. We would never write that as 0.75. We're going to reduce fractions to lowest terms. Rates are okay to have as decimals. Ratios, we always want to write as fractions in simplest form. Questions 5, 6, 7, and 8 ask for the unit rate. Now I don't have to worry about the units till the end. I can just divide. So I have $84 divided by 7 books. Doing the numbers first, 84 divided by 7 is 12. That's not my answer because it's a rate, and so that's $12 per book. Number 6, I have 96 meters in 8 seconds. Dividing the numbers out, 96 divided by 8 is also 12, but my units have to come along, 12 meters per second. Notice that in every one of these problems where they're dealing with unit rate, the word per appears in the answer, dollars per book, meters per second. And remember, the word per is our mathematical word that tells us to divide. Question number 7. I have 57 gallons in 19 minutes. Dividing the numbers, 57 divided by 19 is 3. And our units are gallons per minute. Problem number 8. I went 232 miles in 29 hours. Dividing the numbers, 232 divided by 29, 8. Our units, miles per hour. Hopefully that's not my car. That's very slow. Question number 14, the last one, is asking for the unit rate, which means write it as a fraction, $38, 8 pages. Divide the numbers out. 38 divided by 8, I believe, comes out to be 4.75. And that's dollars per page. That's your unit rate.